This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Mr. Tommy Fury, what is going on with your career at the moment? Obviously, we know Tyson's penciled in for his fight end of April. It's no secret that you'll be pushing to get on that undercard. I'm sure you talked to Frank about that. So is that the situation at the moment, mate?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm in training camp now. Ever since them bells clinged for the new year, I've been in training camp ever since. I'm down at the weight right now. I'm 3 pounds over my fighting weight. I'm in pristine condition. I've just been training and training and training because I could have took two avenues. I could have just sat down and not done anything about it and got super fat, and then when I can start sparring again, then jump back in the ring and try and get fit in the gym. But I've not took that approach. I've done everything in my power to get my weight down, which I have, and I should start sparring hopefully, in the next coming weeks. And I'm looking really forward to it. It's been a long time that I've not been sparring for. We're coming into March now, so hopefully just get this. I've got one more scan to go, and I can jump back in the ring, have a few weeks of sparring, and get straight in there because I've done enough pad work, enough road work, enough strength conditioning to last me a lifetime. I just need a few rounds in the gym, and I'll be underneath them lights in no time. Like I said, I'm down at the fighting weight. I feel absolutely amazing. I've never trained like this before in my life ever. I've ate right. I've done everything right. I literally look like I'm ready to jump in the ring tomorrow. I'm stripped down, and I'm just ready to go because there's nothing more than I want than to get back in that ring. And that the plan going forward is to get back in the ring end of April on Tyson's on the card. That's the plan. So I'm just training for that. I'm in training camp, full training camp.
So you can say that you're back to 100%?
Yeah, I'm feeling absolutely amazing in myself. Like I said, I've got one more scan to go to obviously just get the okay on it and see what the doctor says. But in myself, I feel no pain. I feel like I've healed 10 times stronger in my body. But I just need, obviously, the doctor's okay for it, and then we can jump in and start sparring.
Okay, it's good to hear. Right, just away from April 23rd, and obviously we look forward to seeing you back in the ring on a huge occasion, a box office card. What's the situation at the moment with Jake Paul? If there is a situation, what can you tell me about that, Tommy?
Honestly, I don't even know. The guy's just, he is what he is, isn't he? I mean, like I said time and time before, and I don't want to keep going over it because I know everyone seems to think I'm begging for the fight when I'm really, really not. I mean, I've got a career to chase. I'm interested in being a world champion, and having a fight with Jake Paul doesn't achieve me that. So that can come or go for me. I'm not really interested, but I heard some flying comments around that I jetted off to Dubai as he came to London. I'm not going to wait around and put my life on hold for Jake Paul. Like, I'm not interested in him. I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I've always said, it was Christmas come early for him, on December 18th when I pulled out of that fight, because everyone knows the fight that he put on it was awful. It was the worst fight I've ever seen in my life. And if I was in that ring, you wouldn't even be talking about Jake Paul now in a boxing sense anymore, because it would have been over and done with. But at the end of the day, it just looks like he's running scared now, because if he wasn't, we'd have a rescheduled date right now. I've said, I'm ready for this fight, no problem. Let's get it on sooner rather than later. Not bothered. The ball's completely in his court. My plan is to fight in April, and if he wants to fight after that, no problem. Let's get it on. But until then, if you don't want to fight, good day. Stop mentioning my name. I noticed that he's always quick to mention my name. He was the one that come over to London and had to mention me because I was going to Dubai. I've never mentioned Jake Paul. It's the first time I mentioned him since he thrown comments out at the press conference. I'm not interested in what that man does because he's a comedic act. I'm performing like a world champion in the gym, and all I need is the experience underneath the lights, and that's what I'm focusing on at the minute. That is what I'm focusing on. Whether that fight comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Jake Paul's nobody to me. I'm not interested. So, it is what it is, that fight.
Okay. I'm sure you'd have seen some of Tyson's comments to me in a recent interview where he was saying that Jake Paul's last fight did very badly on Showtime pay-per-view, and that essentially, as much as Jake says he doesn't need you, that he does in a boxing sense. Do you agree with that? And if so, why does Jake Paul need you to make a big fight, Tommy?
For one simple reason, there's no other boxer out there, legitimate professional boxer, who has the following that I do with the less experience that I do. If you understand what I'm saying, like the only legit professional boxers out there who have the following that I do are world champions. Canelo Alvarez, all these world champions, they've got big followings. Even still, some of them world champions don't even match up to the following that I've got. And he's media savvy and business savvy, this man. And he knows that fighting Tyrone Woodley was a flop. It was a flop. Like it was that bad. He even had to come out and tweet himself that it wasn't the best business night for himself. That man, he knows where the money's at for himself, and he knows where the big fights are. I've got an audience of over 4 million people. He wants to go on and say, "Oh, I don't need Tommy. Tommy's this, Tommy's that." He knows full well where I'm at, and he knows how big the fight is as well. And it's even bigger this time around. It's unfinished business. But at the end of the day, I'm not calling all guns blazing for this fight. I'm not bothered whether it comes or not, because at the end of the day, when I fight Jake Paul, it doesn't achieve my goal. When I fight Jake Paul, if I ever fight him, it's not going to be like, oh, job done, I can put my feet up now and retire. No, definitely not. It's just a gimmick fight. This fight that I'm having at the end of April, hopefully, fingers crossed, is going to be a lot harder than that fight ever would be, because I'm going in there against legitimate boxers, something that he's never done. So, it is what it is. That guy, I'm not bothered. Like, he's got his chance there to have a rescheduled date, but where is he? We've not heard from him. He just keeps on mentioning stupid comments, but anything but the serious business. Put a serious business question to him. Oh, no, I don't need him. He needs to prove his worth. He knows exactly where my worth's at. So, the ball's in his court. At the end of the day, I'm focusing on my professional career, a professional career that I've had since the age of 19. I've been doing boxing my whole entire life. So I'm focusing on that right now, not some YouTube idiot who's clearly picking his hand-picked fights and doesn't want to get in there with the real fighter.
I guess you're doing this video only really because when he did come to London for that press conference, he made them comments, as you said, about you going to Dubai the same day he's come to the UK. So if he hadn't mentioned your name, you probably wouldn't be talking about him right now, would you?
No, definitely not. When Jake Paul doesn't mention my name, I definitely don't mention Jake Paul's name. Jake Paul's no benefit to me. I'm not bothered about some YouTuber. I don't care. I'm only mentioning him because he mentions me. That's it. But I'm ready to stop all this talking and get in the ring and get down to business. But he just wants to keep playing these games, his social media games, which he's the king of, because he knows he can. There's only one thing he can beat me at, and that's social media, because the man's been doing it all his life. But when we're talking boxing terms, and we're talking getting in the ring and fighting, the man gets completely sparked out. Everybody knows that. But you've just got him spouting up and forth on social media, but doesn't want to talk business and doesn't want to talk a rescheduled date. I'm not interested in a guy like that. I'm not bothered. I'm here to fight. I'm here to be active this year. And whether he comes or he doesn't come, I don't care. It's not like he's a world champion, is he? And he holds everything that I've ever worked for. He holds nothing. He holds no cards. So Jake Paul can jog on. I'm not interested.
Just away from yourself, what did you make of some of his comments that day when he came to London, saying that currently he's doing more for boxing than your brother, Canelo, and Anthony Joshua?
I can't really speak too much on it because I didn't see the press conference. I obviously only seen the bits that I was tagged in on Instagram and stuff, because obviously you mentioned my name. But as far as those sort of comments go, I mean, what's he doing? I mean, he's promoting a big fight, yeah, but it's all benefit for him and his company. I said this in an interview a while back. I said, if there's Jake Paul looks at everything in a situation, if there's no financial or any benefit to him, he won't do it. He's only promoting this fight because it's promoting his company as well, his production. He's getting something out of it. If Jake Paul wasn't getting anything out of it, he wouldn't be doing squat. He's very all for Jake Paul. He comes across as doing this for every boxer and helping ladies boxing, helping young fighters come through, helping people get paid more. But it's all helping him. He's trying to turn himself from that villain into a nice character. Everyone knows what he is. It's all for show. It's all for bravado. Let him go and do something and not document it. It's never going to happen. Everything he has to do is documentation. He can never just go and do something out the good of his art. It's got to be on YouTube. It's got to be on Instagram. And that's just the way he is. And fair play to what he's doing, but you can't buy into what he's trying to become, this good civilized human who's helping boxing. It just doesn't match up to him.
I don't know if you saw this. What did you make of Myris Bradis, obviously cruiserweight world champion, getting a tattoo of Jake Paul and calling him out? Did a rap video as well. Did you see that?
I heard about it, but at the end of the day, my thoughts on that is, you've got a current world champion, like legit world champion, getting a tattoo of a YouTuber. I mean, if I was, world champion at my sport, which I was doing, I wouldn't even be giving Jake Paul a look. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're getting paid. I don't know what they're not getting paid. But the only reason I can see him doing that is for a payday. I mean, it's not a fight, is it? I mean, I don't really know why a world champion in boxing is calling out and begging for a fight with a YouTuber. I don't really Don't really understand that. Put it this way: if I was world champion in my weight division, think I'd be looking at a YouTuber? Definitely not. It's like Tyson calling out Logan Paul. You think Tyson wants to mess with Logan Paul? Why? When Tyson's the king of the world? Please, it just doesn't add up. So I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is.
As I said earlier, I was obviously at Manchester for Calm Brook. On the undercard was Vidal Riley, and your name was name dropped a couple of times in interviews by Vidal. Did you see any of that? You must have got tagged.
Yeah, I got tagged in it. I've seen it 100%. You know, there's a lot of fights out there. You know, ever since this Jake Paul fight's got mentioned and all that sort of stuff, you know, a lot of people suddenly wants to fight me now. But at the end of the day, I don't manage my fights. You know, my dad and Frank Warren, BT Sport Manager, who I fight, they pick my fights. They pick my opponents, and I just literally train, get in the ring, turn up, win, and then move on to the next. You know, I don't mess around with fighters. I don't get involved in picking fights. That's what my manager's there for, and my dad. That's what Frank Warren's there for, and my promoter, to handle that side of the business. All my job is to do is purely train, make the weight, get in the ring, fight, win. You know, it's not to look at opponents and think who's going to be a good fight for me and who's not going to be a good fight for me. I'm not interested in that. Anybody Frank Warren and BT Sport, my dad, put in front of me, I'll be knocking down.
Okay. Well, listen, we look forward to your return April 23rd at Wembley. Whoever Tyson's fighting against, we're not sure at this present time. Tommy, also see you're on YouTube now. So do you want to give your channel a plug?
Yeah, it's just at Tommy Fury. Started my YouTube channel basically because I enjoy it. You know, I thought my life, I get up to some crazy things, and why not share it with you guys? You know, YouTube, it is what it is. It's not, as anybody knows in the YouTube business, you know, it takes a while to get up and running. I'm not doing it for anything other than just to put nice content out there for you guys because, you know, all you guys, 4 million now of you guys, which I'm so grateful for, follow my journey, you know, like to see what I'm getting up to. So I'm just literally, it's just another platform to see, obviously, what I get up to and just put some out there for you guys. I give him back really in some good content.
You've already got 4 million subscribers, yeah?
Oh no, I wish I had 4 million subscribers. I've got 4 million Instagram followers now.
Oh,
the other day. No, I'm about to. I think I've got 4 videos up, and I'm about to hit 50K or something. I don't know.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not devoting my full time to it, but I'm enjoying it at the minute. I'm only doing like 2 videos a month or something like that. But it's just to give back, really, and a big thank you to say, you know, thanks for the support, thanks for the ongoing support. You know, here's a few little videos you can watch and do whatever with.
Well, listen, I'll put the link in this video. Tell people to subscribe. Tommy Fury, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and hopefully you'll get a word soon. All right, top man. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Cheers, mate.
No worries, mate.
Bye-bye.